up, y'all?
Yo, what's going on, y'all?
So welcome to the Woods POV podcast. Hey, so it's, where it's sometimes you.
Sometimes me.
Always us.
Today's topic is going to be all about us, so we're going to go ahead and jump into it, you know what I'm saying? How did you guys meet?
How did we meet, babe?
Okay.
Let me know.
So we met one day when I was sitting outside on my stoop and she was walking by and she almost fell on her face after she waved at me.
No, I did not.
No, you're right. She almost fell on her face after I waved at her. It was like she was starstruck or something. I swear, and I'm sitting there like, I'm just sitting here. But that's how we met the first time. Now, one day I'm outside and I noticed that my cousin over there, I'm like, cousin, what you doing over here?
Wait. Mind you gotta tell them. My mom lived across the street from him and his baby mama.
Yeah, all right. So my mother-in-law lived across the street. Well, she wasn't my mother-in-law at the time.
Right.
But she lived across the street from where me, my son, and my son's mother stayed at, right? One day I see my cousin outside. I say, oh, cousin, what's up? We go to chopping it up real quick. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, what you doing over here? Oh, my homegirl stay right here. In my head, I'm like, this that same fine-ass girl who walked by. And I was like, oh, know what I'm saying? But y'all was fell. I was like, know what I'm saying? Like, this her, know what I'm saying? All right, that's cool, like, shit. Oh, let me remind y'all, me and my big mama ain't together, you know what I'm saying? We just living in the same house.
Okay.
Alright,
Clown.
Alright, so I'm like, yeah, y'all go ahead and come through, you know what I'm saying? Come over, I'll smoke with y'all, and yeah.
Mind you, before we come through, his cousin is like, which is my best friend, she was like, my cousin wants to come smoke with us or whatever. We should go over there. His baby mama's there. Wait, what? She's like, he got some money or whatever. You know what he does? Like,
I like a walking lick.
I mean,
I like a walking lick. I got some money. The nigga ugly as hell, but he got some money. Yeah, I got some money. What in the hell?
Yeah, so
he missing 2 pinky toes, but he got some money. Yeah, that's enough reason right there. He got some money.
Okay, stop.
Right.
So I told her, I'm like, okay, cool, that's cool, because I get my own money.
Okay.
So we go over there, and by this point, like, I walk into him and his baby mama sitting on the couches. So I'm just like, okay, awkward. Because at the same time, my cousin's like, hey, my cousin, and,
You know what I'm saying? Trying to get the little whoop going on.
Yeah, so that's kind of awkward because I'm like, oh no, I don't know if I do this because, baby mama's over here and that's kind of, So later on,
what had happened was I was sitting on the couch, my baby mama sitting on the other end. Like she said, they walk in, my cousin sit in front of me and she sit like to the other side of my cousin. I feel these pair of eyes on me so hard coming from my baby mama. She's trying to see if I happen to look over at this girl. She's watching my eyes, you know what I'm saying? She's trying to read me like a book. I understand that she's trying to read me mentally. I don't show it physically, and I make sure I don't look at her at the time. I make sure me and my cousin can't stay having a conversation. You know what I'm saying? It was no reason for me to have to look at her at the time. I'm not passing the blunt to her. I'm not getting the blunt from her. So as long as I need to, you know what I'm saying, some bullshit, I shouldn't even have to deal with it anyway. So that's how we met. You know what I'm saying? Then one time, the time when I was coming out of the house, me and her had got into it.
Oh my goodness. So I was chilling with his cousin, which was my best friend, and I remember hearing something outside, so I look out the window. This man is being dragged by his hair, by this beautiful hair from his baby mama, like across the floor, across the lawn. I tell my mom, my sister, my best friend, hey, yo, come look at this. We're looking at the blinds, and, I could see everything from my room. So I'm looking at the blinds, and you see, like, all of us lined up on my bed looking at the blinds, too. And then I hear him call out for my my best friend. I'm
like, hey, cuz, man, hey, they calling the police on me, man, I gotta go. She's like, go where? I'm like, oh, no, I'll be back. I jump in the car, skirt. I go ahead and hit it. I go around the corner, bust a left, bust another left. By this point, I'm back on my street. I did this on purpose. I went over into her mother's yard, and I backed my car in all the way back to the gate. I just sat there and I chilled. You know what I'm saying? The police came, they talked, they left. And yeah, got about that situation.
And
but
my mama was like, why are they parked on my yard?
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm like, and Mom, it's okay. It's okay. You just see what happens. She said, I don't want no troubles now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's okay. I went out there and smoked it. I didn't even care.
Where were you born and raised?
Where was I born and raised? Well, first,
because where were you born first? And
obviously, I'm older than him by a few months. I'm 21?
I'm 20.
We ain't 21 and 20.
I ain't 20.
All right, so where was I born? I was born in Springfield, Massachusetts. Was raised with my grandparents. After they passed, we came down to Florida, with my mother and my little family. I was so upset. What year I came down? The 2003.
So is me.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. We actually both came down the same year.
Yeah, we both came to Florida. With me, I was born in Charlotte, North Carolina. All right, so quick intervention, right? Tell them.
Yeah, go ahead, tell them.
Boom. I'm a serial killer survivor. My mother was killed by a serial killer in 1994, March 9th. He killed a total of 11 women. My mom was his 9th victim. He has 10 death sentences and 1 life sentence, and that was on me for attempted murder. My father got on the stand and he testified. He said, when I went into the house, Brandy was dead on the kitchen floor. When I went to Tyrese's room, he had something tied around his neck so tight, I swore it was a shoelace. I don't know how he's with us. They said I'd be brain dead. They said I wouldn't be on no podcast. They said I wouldn't be able to talk and breathe and, you know what I'm saying, you here with me. But after that, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We here, you feel me? But after that, I came down to Florida for like a quick little minute, probably a couple months, if I can remember, maybe longer, who knows. But I remember that 2, 3 years old, I was back in Chicago. Well, I was in Chicago. And I stayed in Chicago all the way to 2003. And we shot down here, me and my great granny. You know what I'm saying? And yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Now I met you and I'm here.
Yeah.
Why did we start this podcast?
Alright, so I like to talk about the tabooish things. I like to be like, I'm that one who likes, like, not confrontation, but I don't mind being in an uncomfortable situation.
You like confrontation too.
And I do for some confrontation too, but no, I'm saying,
I mean, not with me though. You never like confrontation with me. That made me feel some type of way though.
Man, I treat her different. You know what I'm saying? I put on that pedestal. You feel me? That's my baby. But it's to speak on these things that nobody want to speak on.
Well, because a lot of people keep asking us, what's our story? And what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And, and it's always, people always come up to us after they have some type of issues with their relationships. Always. And it makes me feel great, to be able to give our opinion, but why not just give it to everyone that's going through the same issue? And we're talking about unorthodox relationship advice.
Exactly.
So when it comes to unorthodox relationship advice, the reason we do that is because we're unorthodox.
The whole thing. Go look at our marriage pictures. Everything's unorthodox about us. The tattoos on our face, they
wait. Marriage pictures.
Yeah. Go look at our marriage pictures, man. Look, we showed out. We had a ball at our wedding.
Hey, yo, I'm gonna go post some of our wedding pictures on my IG.
Yeah. Go look, man, we had a ball. Ain't nothing traditional about our marriage. But guess what? We ain't care. It wasn't about the traditional style. It was about how we wanted to do it because it's our point of view. You feel me? So
that was the reason why we started it. I mean, we want to get our opinions out to y'all, and we feel like you need it.
What are your goals for this podcast?
So our goals for this podcast is really to put our opinion out there, but for you guys to get an understanding that traditional ways of having a relationship isn't always the way.
I can also say that my goal for this is to show you those taboo-ish things that nobody want to speak on. They need to be brought to light. They dwell in the dark for only so long.
Right, we bringing shit to the light. But what should you guys expect?
Like, what we gonna be speaking on, you know what I'm saying, different shows and stuff like that. We're gonna be talking about, like, accepting fetishes.
So, like, what freaky shit you into?
You know what I'm saying? That, you feel me? We're gonna be talking about gender roles.
So, should women put on hard hats and men put on aprons?
You know what I'm saying? Like, how does that go? Because, I put on my apron, you know what I'm saying? I get down in the kitchen, you feel me? We also gonna talk about double standards, dating double standards.
So why can't single women date several men and still not be called hoes? But men do.
So, look, what we gonna talk about, we gonna have a really serious conversation about that, okay? Okay.
All right, so how about gaslighting?
Gaslighting is my favorite part of the show. I usually do this at the beginning, you know what I'm saying? But I want to make sure that I can talk to y'all, get y'all attention. You said gaslighting.
babe,
You gotta like the gas.
No, we talking about like victimizing yourself and like having narcissistic behavior.
No, so...
No.
Okay, not gaslighting, but we was lighting the gas when she said it. We're gonna be doing that too.
So we also gonna be talking about art of seduction.
The art of seduction. What's sex like after marriage? You feel me?
Mm-hmm. And also Pandora's box.
Alright, so look, when it comes down to Pandora's box, hey, if you got a significant other, and if you don't, this is something that you ask when you do meet someone. If I met your 3 worst enemies and they knew your 3 worst secrets, what would they tell me? That right there, that ruffled a lot of feathers. Because people, they know what's their 3 worst secrets. They know what they've done. You feel me? What would these 3 people tell me?
See, but that's the thing. When it comes to Pandora's box, just a little bit on that subject, right? Would you tell your partner what your 3 most deepest, darkest secrets are?
Would you do it?
Right.
I'm going to say this. First off, I want to say thank y'all for going ahead and tapping in. This is our first time doing it on the video. This is our first one. Trust me, I promise y'all, if y'all know me, y'all know my videos, y'all know my vibe, you know me in real life, you know me just through this. Y'all understand, we lit in real life.
Okay, you a little bit more lit than me, but you know, we do a little thing together.
We do our thing. We the balance. You gotta have a balance. You gotta have a balance, yo.
So go ahead and subscribe.
Make sure you like it too.
Make sure you like it.
Subscribe and like.
Yes, and stay tuned. Put on your notifications for us because you have to stay tuned. We're going to talk about all of that and a little bit more.
Yeah. Hey, I told you once, I told you twice. Sometimes you, sometimes me.
Always us.
There we go.
Hey.